The eternal quest for love, men running around like headless chickens, chasing affection like it's the last bus home. But what if I told you there's a better way? Picture John, a lad with a crush hotter than a vindaloo. Instead of doing the love-lorn tango, he dives headfirst into Stoicism. No, not the stiff upper-lip British kind, but the philosophy that says, hey mate, sort yourself out first. So John decides to focus on being the best version of himself. No more desperate texts or awkward attempts at wooing. He's all about that self-improvement game. And guess what? Suddenly he's not just another thirsty bloke on the prowl, he's a catch, a real catch. Now, let's flip the script to Sarah. She's got more admirers than a Kardashian's Instagram account. But amidst the sea of wannabe Romeos, there's James. He's not playing the game by society's rules. Nah, he's all about that Stoic life. James isn't throwing himself at Sarah. He's too busy building himself up, becoming the kind of guy worth noticing. And guess what? Sarah takes notice. Because in a world full of grand gestures and empty promises, James stands out like a sober person at a stag do. His authenticity, his genuine pursuit of virtue over superficial charms, that's what catches her eye. Ah, the age-old pursuit of women. It's like a game of cat and mouse, but with a lot more awkwardness and way less cheese. So why do men do it? Well, blame it on society, evolution, and enough personal hang-ups to fill a therapist's appointment book. We've been sold this idea that chasing after women like a desperate Labrador is the way to go. But you know what Stoicism says? Hold your horses, mate. Take Mike, for instance. He used to think he could win a woman's heart with fancy gestures and over-the-top displays. Then he discovers Stoicism and has a revelation. Maybe the real key to attraction isn't in the grand gestures, but in being a decent human being. So he ditches the fireworks and focuses on bettering himself. And lo and behold, he starts attracting people who dig his genuine vibe. Now let's talk Marcus Aurelius. The dude was onto something when he said, "Why waste time arguing about what a good man should be when you can just be one?" Translation: stop trying to turn someone into your dream partner and start working on yourself. Forget the roses and chocolates. How about cultivating some damn character? Enter Emily. She used to fall for all the flashy displays of affection, but then she meets Mark, Mr. Stoic himself. Mark's not about the flashy stuff. He's all about inner contentment and virtue. And you know what? That speaks volumes to Emily. Suddenly she's rethinking what really turns her on in a partner. Ah, patience, the virtue that's about as rare as a politician's apology. Stoicism's all about finding contentment within yourself, not in the arms of your latest crush. It's like realizing you don't need a partner to be happy. You just need a decent internet connection and access to your favorite streaming platform. So, instead of chasing women like you're auditioning for The Bachelor, why not focus on becoming a better version of yourself? I mean, who can resist a bloke with virtues, right? It's like catnip for the soul. Now, picture Alex. Used to be he'd fire off texts like he was in a texting marathon and make decisions quicker than a Formula One pit stop, all in the pursuit of love. But then he discovers Stoicism, and suddenly he's got the patience of a saint. No more rushing things. He's letting the relationship simmer like a good curry. And you know what? It tastes damn good. And then there's rejection. The emotional equivalent of stepping on a Lego in the dark. Stoicism's take: brush it off like dandruff and move on. It's like telling yourself, hey, their loss, right? And actually believing it. Because let's be real, rejection is just life's way of saying, you're too awesome for this, mate. Take Chris, for example. Faced with rejection, he handles it with all the grace of a swan on a lake. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, he sees it as an opportunity for growth. Stoicism teaches him to bounce back stronger, like a rubber ball on a trampoline. And you know what? That kind of resilience is more attractive than a puppy in a bow tie. Respecting autonomy, it's like trying to herd cats. Stoicism teaches us to sit back and let people do their thing. No trying to bend their will to match yours. It's more like going with the flow of the cosmic order. So instead of trying to lasso women into your romantic rodeo, just respect their choices, even if it means you're permanently stationed in the friend zone. It's like the Stoic version of, it's not you, it's the universe. Classy, right? Now, think of Jessica. She's all about that independence and autonomy. And here comes Jake, Mr. Stoic himself, respecting her choices without trying to sneak his way into her heart. This guy gets it. He's building a friendship based on mutual respect, laying down the groundwork for something real to blossom naturally. And patience, well, that's like trying to explain sarcasm to a goldfish. Some just don't get it. But Stoicism's all about taking things slow, like waiting for the kettle to boil or for your pizza delivery to arrive. Instead of rushing into things like a bull in a china shop, why not let the connection simmer? It's like a slow-cooked stew of love, minus the indigestion. Take Rachel, for example. Used to be she'd dive headfirst into relationships like a kid into a ball pit. But then she discovers Stoicism and learns the value of patience. Suddenly, she's savoring the journey of getting to know someone, letting the connection marinate like a fine wine. And you know what? The result is a relationship with depth and meaning, not just a flash in the pan. And now rejection, the romantic equivalent of stepping on a Lego barefoot. But hold on to your hats, because Stoicism flips the script on that one. Instead of wallowing in self-pity, it's all about turning rejection into your own personal underdog story. Picture it. Yeah, they turned me down, but look at me now, thriving without them. It's like turning lemons into lemonade, but with a side of sass. Take Michael, for example. Faced with rejection, he doesn't let it knock him down. Oh no, he embraces Stoicism like a superhero discovering their powers. Instead of moping around, he sees it as a chance to level up. And guess what? By focusing on self-improvement, he not only bounces back, but comes out stronger and more confident than ever. Talk about turning rejection into a success story. Now onto perspective. Stoicism says, keep calm and carry on. It's all about maintaining a rational view of life's roller coaster ride. In relationships, that means not tying your happiness to whether or not you snag that date. It's like realizing you're just a passenger on this crazy ride called life. Might as well enjoy it without losing your lunch. Meet Johnny, the poster child for finding joy within herself. He used to think his happiness depended on her romantic conquests. But then she discovers Stoicism and learns to find contentment regardless of what's happening in his love life. And you know what? That self-assured, positive outlook, it's like catnip for potential partners. Stoicism, in a nutshell, is like finding the punchline in life's cosmic comedy club. It's about building connections that pack a punch, not just chasing after fleeting pleasures like a kid in a candy store. Marcus Aurelius probably said it best. Don't waste time debating what it means to be a good person. Just be one, and maybe find someone who digs it. Now, let's talk about David. He's done with the superficial dating scene. He's all about that meaningful connection life. So instead of swiping left and right, like his life depends on it, he's focusing on being genuine and building something real. And wouldn't you know it, along comes Sarah. She sees right through the BS and appreciates David for who he is. No games, just authenticity. It's like a rom-com with substance, not just cheesy one-liners. And then there's contentment, the holy grail of Stoicism. True happiness isn't found in swiping through endless profiles, it's found within yourself. So, instead of chasing after external validation like it's going out of style, why not embrace the Stoic way? As Marcus Aurelius wisely put it, happiness is what you make it, so why not make it a killer stand-up routine? Enter Natalie. She used to think happiness came from swiping right on Mr. Right, but then she discovers Stoicism and realizes that true contentment comes from within. Suddenly she's radiating positivity and self-assurance, like a lighthouse in a storm. And you know what? That inner glow attracts partners who appreciate her for more than just her profile picture. It's like finding a diamond in a sea of cubic zirconia. In this chaotic world of romance, where navigating relationships feels like dodging landmines, Stoicism comes in like a trusty GPS. It's all about embracing that Stoic roadmap to love, finding your happiness within, sharing it with someone special. And remember, in life's grand comedy show, you're the one holding the mic. So, go on, be the Stoic comedian of your own love story. Let your punchlines be as sharp as your wit, and may your journey be filled with laughter, love, and a whole lot of wisdom. After all, in this crazy ride called life, a little Stoic humor can go a long way. In closing, remember that embracing Stoicism isn't just about navigating the ups and downs of life. It's about finding strength, wisdom, and resilience in the face of adversity. So, whether you're embarking on the journey of self-discovery, navigating the complexities of relationships, or simply seeking a deeper sense of fulfillment, may the principles of Stoicism guide you towards a life filled with purpose, contentment, and inner peace. If you found this video helpful in any way, please consider hitting that subscribe button and sharing it with someone who could use a dose of Stoic wisdom. Until next time, folks, stay Stoic.